Oh, yeah. Welcome to the big show on a Wednesday in the state of Georgia. How are you, folks? Good to be with you. I'm Chuck Todd. What's happening? How's it going? Boy, I'm still thinking about my trip to Vegas. It was beautiful being treated like a gangster. Everything was on the house, and had the Tony Spilatro meatballs, and that was the name of some of this food on them. It was so funny, man. Broken leg of lamb and stuff like that. I miss Andy Rooney. I'm going into impressions now. He always talked about really important shit, didn't he? Buttons. I hate buttons. They're on your shirt. When they come off my shirt, I put them in a drawer. I have 2 caterpillars over my eyes. Anyways, just did Glenn Beck. Google it. Just put Nick DiPaolo Glenn Beck. He's on the internet. He's on radio, terrestrial radio. He's in every market in the country. And, you know, my mother's asking me, how do I listen to it? I go, get on the roof, wrap yourself in tinfoil, face due north. Which way's north? Well, she says north. But it was a great appearance. And I really enjoyed it. He goes to Salt Lake City all the time. Apparently, it's like his favorite hangout. And I said, "What, do you have a mistress there?" And boy, I got quiet when I said that. I can't help myself, just making jokes. Anyhow. What kind of mood am I in today? Well, this is my kind of mood.
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
That was my black podiatrist looking at my feet.
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
And I said, how dare you? How dare you? What do we got going on today, folks? It's October 2nd already. This baseball, it doesn't get any better, folks. Playoffs. Why'd I bring that up? I have a predominantly gay audience. But single to right field, he scores! This is when I know the Nick and Artie show was in deep shit, when they hired this fucking producer, this kid Shane, and he goes to me, literally the third day we're there, he gave me a football score, and I said, they were just down by 2 touchdowns. He goes, then Nebraska made a touchdown. Oh, did they make one? Did they make a touchdown? Like, is there a recipe like baking a cake? They made a touchdown. 2 cups of sugar, 3 fast black guys, and some almonds. Skittles. Speaking of black guys, Maxine Waters in the news. She says Trump should be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. And I have audio of her saying that right here.
What folks says about this family, I does. I has told you and told you that you can always tell a lady but the way that she eat in front of folks like a bird. And I ain't aiming for you to go to Mr. John Wilkins's and eat like a field hand and gobble like a hog. What folks says.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
Oh, come on. She's mentally ill. Think about the people that created this, the founding fathers, and how smart these guys were in their powdered wigs and their knickers. And, think about the great minds, the Ben Franklins, right? Thomas Jeffersons, George Washington, Abe Lincoln. We're down to Maxine fucking Waters. Look at that. Look at that face, huh? There's a person of the people. She looks like a fucking basset hound. Most emotional support pig. She says, I'm calling on the GOP to stop Trump's filthy talk of whistleblowers being spies and using mob language implying they should be killed. Impeachment is not good enough. Oh, you didn't have a problem when they were calling him treasonous, when Trump fucked up that speech, and you guys said that was treason. People on CNN, you didn't have a problem having him commit a capital offense. God, you're the fucking... I really loathe you people. I loathe you leftists. I loathe you. Our Father. He needs to be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. Yeah, next to one of your relatives, I'm guessing. Guys, anything? The fuck? You can't laugh one show. Not you, Jason. You're busy. These two shitheads are just sitting there. Rich is not even paying attention. 800. What are you doing? You fucking get a bad egg sandwich at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, my stomach's gurgling. Yeah, I'm focused on the chat real quick. Sorry.
Real quick. There's no happy medium with him. He's either focused on something else or go like this, ready to talk.
I live by
with his hand over the button like he's paying Family Feud. What?
I'm an IT guy. I waste time.
Yeah, those Bill Gateses and Steve Jobs of the world. Boy, do they waste their fucking time. You're a regular bag of cheese. Anyways. Then she went on to say, she's digging up ancient history, this black basset hound. Michael Cohen is serving 3 years for the crimes that he committed with and for the President of the United States. Many are wondering why this case was closed. No, we're not actually. You're the only one wondering, you mentally ill witch. It ain't over until it's over. It ain't over until Trump is held responsible. That's the kind of language you want to hear from the people that, represent you. It ain't. I ask my constituents. I asked the motherfuckers. They said we can't breathe up in here. Just ignorant and illiterate as the day is long, but you keep voting her in, California. That's why your state looks like a fucking dog patch. Yeah, so it's not over until he's held responsible for all crimes. That means somebody shoplifting in Denver? Impeachment first, prison next. I want to strangle the batch. Senator Chuck Grassley, this is kind of disturbing. Republican Iowa issued a statement Tuesday defending the whistleblower, but without referencing Trump. He said, and I quote, "This person appears to have followed the whistleblower protection laws and ought to be heard out and protected. We should all, they really think he's going to get whacked. Hey, we're dealing with the Trump administration, not the Clintons. Okay? Unbelievable. The Hodge twins, they had a great thing about how Jeffrey Epstein had all that dirt on these people. He could have brought down Washington. Do you understand the odds? I got to write a bit about the odds of him staying alive in jail after that. They might as well have said you have 12 stage lung cancer. How many stages are there? There's only 4. You should have been dead weeks ago. But it doesn't matter if the whistleblower is following protocol. It's the people. The first thing when it comes to whistleblowers, there's 2 things. One of them, they have to have heard it firsthand. That's the first thing it states. Now the Dems are saying, but that's not law. Will you quit playing with the language, you cheese dicks? Who is the whistleblower? I think it's Anderson Cooper's boyfriend. Cooper Anderson. God damn. It's 2 last names, Jason. Don't shake your head just because you're in love with him. Jason, what's your mother think of Anderson Cooper? Big fan?
I'm sure she would want him killed.
Oh, Jesus. That's who we should be worried about, Dora, not Trump having people whacked.
Maybe she's the whistleblower.
Maybe you're a fucking asshole. Anyways. Deke loves a good smacking. Anyways, so Grassley said the chairman, we should always work to respect whistleblowers' requests for confidentiality. Oh, should we? Is that what you said, huh? You dink.
Son of a whore!
So, are we ever going to find out who this is? And Trump's like, why can't I interview him? And I don't get our form of government either. He's the king, man. He should be going, bring me that asshole's head on a platter. I've killed 3 other guys when I was in real estate in New York. That's what they think because he's a, real estate tycoon in New York. And he dealt with some, you got to deal with like sanitation people. And as Rodney sent him back to school, and I assure you, those aren't the Cub Scouts. Anyways, we'll get to the bottom of it. But again, Giuliani had the lawyer up. This is so hilarious. This is what it's come to. Lawyers are lawyering up. And then Giuliani's lawyer's going to have to get a lawyer, and that guy's going to have to. That's how contaminated this all is. Oh, for the love of Pete. I personally, look, I don't know. I'm not a this is one thing we do know, okay? They must be scared that they can't win this election on ideas. That's why impeachment's their only option. I mean, they were trying to resist it and shit. I think they watched their own debate performances and go, fuck, we got to impeach. We're all stinking it up. We really stink. But, speaking of Dems, here's some people that work for the Dems. George Soros, in my opinion, hires a lot of these things. An elderly woman, have another cup of coffee, Nick. An elderly woman couldn't I gotta go potty. An elderly woman using a walker and her companion were blocked by a group of anti-fascist activists shouting Nazi scum off our streets and blocking the couple from entering a right wing. Who wrote this? Jaren Steinbach. A right-wing political rally. I saw this, and man, my blood pressure went up 900 points. I just want you to make note of how angry fucking the broad is. They're ugly, and I'm going to say it again. Lack of dick made them furious. They don't fit in. Do you ever notice how many manly women are at these things? You can't see their faces in this one because they hide it. I don't know if it's because they're so fucking ugly or... But listen to how shrill and angry this young woman is, getting in this old lady's face. I have fantasies about being there and seeing this happen. I would get a running start, just like when we play that cold open. I would get a running start, crown of the helmet right on theirs. Fucking, I would be kicked out of the league instantly. But look at this. This is disgusting. Look at the bitch with the bandana on the right. Can you imagine? Then get off the streets. You are the Nazi scum. You hear her screaming? That guttural scream? Get your finger out of my face. I would punch her fucking lights out. All right, we get the idea.
What's the world coming to?
Can you fucking imagine? And they call themselves anti-fascists. You notice they went after that gay Asian reporter. They threw shit at him. It's always 11-on-1. They're the biggest fucking cowards. That's the thing. They're not even tough people. That's the thing. I hear about right-wing extremists. Where are they? Where are the Proud Boys and where are they? Rich, you look proud.
They have jobs.
It's actually a good point. Oh, my God. Have some more coffee. I got the teeth of the fucking mayor of West Virginia. Cigarettes, fucking forehead like Fredo. Another 2 weeks they'll be blocking me in the street. Yeah, I'm trying to get over. I'm just trying to get the skid marks in Buffalo. I got a set to do. Look at those. Show your faces, you pussies. Wow, getting tough with a mask on. Lot of balls. Lot of balls. What?
It's also you're getting tough against two elderly people.
Well, we made that point, you dumb buck. Jesus Christ. I think we made that point, Deke. Is that what it is? I didn't pick up on the story. I just thought they were out of line. I think these people should be sent to finishing school. They have no manners whatsoever. Did a photo shoot yesterday for South Magazine. That's a big thing down here. It's going to be a picture of me and a pecan pie on the cover. No, it was great. Went to a nice little pub. Guy interviewed me, had him laughing. He wanted some tough crowd stories. The guy was crying. Just had some real doozies. And, as you know, our boy Jason here can write. I don't know if you guys know this. You might be new to this show. This guy can write his ass off. I've read some of his stuff, and we said, we got a kid who can write his balls off, and the guy in South Magazine is very interested. So I'm sure that'll turn out to be nothing. Anyways, Antifa, yeah, I hope you all die in a house fire. Protesters are seen shouting at the two as they inch towards the People's Party of Canada leader Maxime Bernier was giving a speech. Listen to how they even report it like everything's equal. About 100 people had gathered to support or protest against the fundraiser for the party held at Mohawk College, where there's a bust of Liz Warren taking a dump behind a redwood tree. Doesn't even make sense. Can't be a bust and taking a shit. Unless you crap out of your neck. 4 people, 2 from each side, were arrested for breach of the peace. Anyways, police officers intervened and escorted the couple into the building. Well, it took you long enough to get there. What were you fucking doing? Hamilton police are aware of the incident involving a senior with a walker who was barred from entering the Maxine Bernier event by counter-protesters. That was a police spokesman. The couple have not filed a complaint because they have such bad arthritis in their fingers they can't hold a pen. But police was still reviewing video evidence that could lead to potential charges. Alice Smith, one of the organizers and lying bitches, told the CBC that the actions by those in the clip toward the seniors do not reflect the views held by the majority of protesters. To that I say,
I'm gonna fucking smash his fucking face.
I have never seen the people blocking a woman before last night, she said. No, they were imported by Soros or whoever. But you know what? They show up at all your events, so you might as well be working hand in hand with them. If I had been there at that spot at that moment, I would have punched the old lady in the face too. No, I would have stepped in and stopped it because that wasn't what we were there for. Bernier, who held a roundtable discussion with U.S. political commentator Dave Rubin, my friend, who I did his show, it was about free speech and censorship. Later, they posted the video of the incident. And then Bernier says this: these Antifa protesters are a small minority of violent thugs. So's the Klan, you know. So the Klan. The Klan's probably 1/10 the size of Antifa. You don't hear that, though. It's just a couple of Klansmen. Get out the fire hoses, the German Shepherds, the super soakers filled with Clorox, and kill the motherfucker. Yeah. The old guy was trying to get across the street with the lady and said, "Come on, my feet hurt." And the guy said,
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Circle this show. This is one of my favorite shows. I don't know why. This coffee's terrific. I found it. We came in here today. There's a body decomposing in one of these walls. I think Jamie might have had a problem. Anyway, I mean Kenny, not you. But something smells. Did you guys smell it when you came in or no? Yeah. Rich?
I thought it was Deke.
I know. He's got that kind of look. Do you smell it, Dick?
Yeah, I smelled it.
Yeah. A lady from next door brought in a candle for us. We're in a 2,000-foot studio. Now, if I sent Rich out to buy that, he would come back with a $4,500 candle. This wax is from Switzerland and France. It's a rare combination of blue cheese dressing and... But the left has lost their mind. How do you know the left has lost their mind? They're listening to Greta Thunberg, who I have a crush on. I would really like to take her to Fuddruckers and spike her drink with roofies and just leave her there. I wouldn't touch her. Just see what happens. I'm kidding, Greta. You seem like a well-adjusted woman. I'm sure there's a bright future ahead for you. If we don't see her hanging from a fucking rope in a Motel 6... I don't want that to happen. I'm just saying she seems that unhappy, you know? But please don't do that because we need you. The planet's going to end in 11 minutes, and I got some dry cleaning I have to pick up. But anyways, somebody had fun with Greta Thunberg. I'll let this speaks for some. What is it, a Swedish heavy metal band? A Swedish death band and heavy metal? Look what they did.
What's your message to world leaders today?
None of your business.
My message is that we'll be watching you.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school. On the other side of the ocean. Yet, you are young people. dare you? You have stolen my dreams, my childhood, with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are the beginning of a mass extinction. Is your money and fairy tales of the eternal economic growth? How dare you? For more than 13 years, the signs have been crystal clear. How dare you? I come here saying that you're doing enough. With politics and destruction, that simple insight. You say for me.
She sounds like Nina Blackwood. What happened, guys? What?
I think it's a ghost.
Is somebody on the roof or something? That's all right. That's all right. It's probably just that guy threatened me on YouTube a couple of years ago. Deke, go out there and have a look.
How dare you?
It sounds like Nina Blackwood, the MTV. You ever hear her? What the fuck? What does she have, a mouthful of polyps?
This next song went up to #1 in June of 1988. I actually blew the bass player.
Anyways, that was so well done and so perfect. And why it worked? She looks that angry. What does that tell you about a girl that age, her attitude and her look? What are you guys looking at each other for? Can you fucking focus, Deke? I'm talking to you. It's the only thing I do on the show that relates to people your age. Go ahead. Anything, nothing. No. Anyways, but she doesn't. It doesn't look out of place, does it? That angry music fits her perfectly. I hope she lives a long, healthy life, but apparently it doesn't matter. If she doesn't kill herself, the sun's going to kill us in 12 years, so not that concerned. What? You get the dumbest look on your face when you want to say something.
Well, it's just weird that the lights are flickering. There's stomping on the roof right when you're talking about the Omen girl.
That's a good point, actually, Rich. Go up and see what's up there. Go ahead. You have a Kevlar.
I don't do manual labor and $400 ties.
You have a Kevlar tie. Fucking guy. He's the American Psycho guy. That's all he buys is brand name shit. I couldn't even use his coffee maker. It had 19 buttons on it. Fucking things lighting up. 2 Mexican kids in the machine making the coffee.
Hee hee ha ha, hee hee ha ha. Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
Greta.
You fucking whore.
Hey, come on. She's a young girl. No need of that type of talk. Let's get on with it, shall we? Let's stay on young girls and men and women. And as you know, the Dems are trying to redo our society. What do you guys? Eyes here. You're my audience. No, go ahead, Jace. Tell me what you told. Come on. Hurry up.
I said it's another race story.
Yes, it is. Good point. He's one of the best writers ever as far as writing novels and shit, but he lives in pun world with his... It's unbelievable. But it is a race story in a way. Good point. Over the weekend, history was made at the 2019 World Athletics Championship in Doha for its inclusion of the gender-mixed 4x400 meter relay. Oh, boy, I'm sure that went well.
I am woman, hear me roll.
And as noted by the Telegraph, nations packed their teams with 2 male and 2 female runners each. It was a relay race. Nearly all participating nations ordered their runners male. This is how they ordered them. And you hand the baton off. The word here, the important word is nearly all participating nations ordered their runners male, female, female, male. In other words, the male starts the race, put the 2 broads in the middle, and have the fast guy from Nigeria, who weighs 11 ounces, strategically placing their 2 fastest runners to start and end the race. But what nation didn't do that? I I'm not making this up. Poland. Poland. Poland, however, stacked their 2 male runners on top of each other. No. Stacked their 2 male runners first and second, leaving their 2 female runners, Iga Bogmart-Wheaton and Justiya Swiatek. No wonder why they're slow. They have to carry those names to close out the relay. The female runner was blown out by Michael Cherry, that's right, a black dude, who represented the U.S., in the last leg of the relay. All the other male runners, despite being disadvantaged by Swiaty Ersterek's head start, she had a 7-second head start when she got the baton. All the male runners passed her. Here's the video.
I reckon Poland have got a 5-second lead on the USA, but it's closing a
white
little bit
girl
because Paolo's coming through. Jamaica are chasing, and Great Britain on the last leg. Martin Rooney could well be having to run down the Polish champion.
Black guy's not going
to
catch her.
To get a medal for Great Britain. USA, I would expect to overhaul.
They can catch you in alley.
Jamaica
They're going to.
But can Great Britain and can Bahrain?
Martin Rooney takes it for Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I thought
watch this. He's not even winded.
For Martin Rooney, that might have cost
and there goes Cherry, shot out of a cannon.
Abbas finished very, very well yesterday, and the chase is on up front. Though,
and they're coming down the stretch a quarter mile. The black guy blows past the Polish broad.
And she knew this was going to happen.
He foughts in her face and laughs.
Medal, and she's trying to hold up Javon Francis of Jamaica. Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 5th at the moment, just behind Bahrain. Bahrain with a very impressive.
Look at all the guys are going to pass her.
On the anchor leg, Martin Rooney trying to close, but the Bahraini athlete is strong, and he in turn is closing on Francis. And
look,
Francis
they're all going to catch her. Look at that's her back there.
Rooney trying to get the United States way out in front.
The last guy's like, I can't be the only guy to lose to her.
3:10. Jamaica holds on. Bahrain in 3rd. Martin Rooney 4th, and Poland 5th.
Oh my God.
Who's your fucking boss, huh? Who's your fucking boss?
And again, that's unbelievable. I knew guys were physically superior. We know that, even though, but this is a big deal because, what's going on, right? They even the Olympics now are insisting, like, that men and women eventually are going to be in the same. And on an amateur level, young women are pissed about this because it's costing them scholarships and shit. Male guys who are transitioning will jump in. They still have their genitalia and their male bodies. Or they just say, I'm a chick. I don't know why I'm doing this show. I could be the fastest woman on the planet. I'm going to put on a wig and some lipstick and a hot pants. Rich, go ahead. You got that dumb, I'm going to suck the life out of them look in your face.
No, I was going to say, I bet the Polish team could fix a kitchen sink.
Did I mention a kitchen sink?
They're always good at plumbing.
Yeah, sure. Oh, my God. Right now, Tommy's watching this, and he's fucking throwing shit at his computer screen. Oh, my God. I know that's an act. Nobody's that unfunny. There's just no way.
It was genuine.
Now, there's the funny part. Listen to this. The race is fair, with every nation including 2 biological males and 2 biological broads. The gender mix race also helps smaller nations that only have a couple male or female runners in the same competitive. It's sort of like the Electoral College for racing. Female runners in the same competitive realm as their opponents. Noted British 4x4 100 relay veteran Martin Rooney. He made that statement. Thanks. But what's unfair, the person who wrote this article says, as showcased in the last leg of Saturday's mixed relay, is allowing biological males to compete in all-female races. But with the left's push to have biological sex take a back seat to gender identity, I love it. It's going against nature. There's people on the left who thinks this is wacky, By trying to do this and saying there's no difference between the sexes, it's hurting women's causes. It's backfiring. It's so much fun to watch. It really is, how ignorant these people are. Women and girls are being subjected to these unfair conditions. Well, there is a solution.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
For example, as previously covered by the Daily Wire, female track athletes were forced to run against biological males in high-stakes competitions when the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference adopted a policy allowing gender identity to trump biology. And I can't believe we've got this far with this. I can't believe you can show up and say, I'm a chick, and I want to race these broads. You can't have anything else to say. You've already wounded me twice.
Well, I was going to say the world's going to be filled with robots, so they're just preparing for that.
Listen to the heavy breathing after. He's uncomfortable with his own jokes. Athlete Selena Soul took 8th place in a Connecticut high school track competition where 2 guys, biological males who identify as chicks, swept the field. And I don't mean with a broom. That's a girl's work. Oh, come on. Have a sense of humor, you prick. Soul missed an opportunity to compete in front of college coaches by 2 places. That is unfair. That's just unfair to that girl. You know? But I can't wait to see when a guy squares off in a ring with a female boxer and just says, no, I'm Pam. Let me in that fucking ring. And just beats the fucking... I just like the aesthetics of it because of all the feminist crazy shit and how anti-male the world is right now, in this country at least. Just to watch guys go, look it, you can pass all the legislation you want. As long as I still have my testicles and more muscle mass than you, that's one thing you can't change with protests, women's marches, blowhorns. You can't. I love it. We finally got to this, where they actually say, no, we want to compete. And it's not fair. And if I was a young girl and I had a daughter, that would infuriate me, or I'd buy her a fake beard. It's scientifically proven that males are built to be physically stronger than females. It's unfair to put someone who is biologically a male, who has not undergone anything in terms of hormone therapy, against cisgender girls, said Soul. And with the Olympics approaching, women's groups are calling foul on the prospect of female-identifying biological males being allowed to compete again. Is that going to happen in the Olympics? I know there was talk of it. This will be the most watched Olympics ever. And maybe the feminist movement, when it's over, after they're fucking every guy wins everything, they'll close up shop. And I have a theory, that's where all their anger comes from. Again, I call it the giant case of penis envy. I cannot wait to see them hide under rocks after the Olympics are over, if that's going to happen. Don't you think that's going to make the Olympics more... You don't, Jason? Really? That doesn't make it more interesting? A woman trying to beat a guy at something?
I mean, I think all it's going to do is just eliminate women's sports entirely.
No. They'll say, look, we have to do our own thing. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, they already say that because that's why they have them separated. But if they just mesh it all into one, the best people are going to be the men. They're just going to rise to the top, and everyone else is going to
That's going to happen regardless of any, I mean, that's my point. What my point is, this is going to be empirical evidence. It's going to be on tape. It's going to be, and maybe that's how stubborn they are, though, But they'll realize, even the feminists are going to have to throw up their hands because nobody's going to watch. You're not going to start a professional league of any sport where guys are going against women, unless you like 78-0 droughts in baseball. Droughts? What the fuck? I hope that happens. It'll be so fucking great. So boxing, especially. I want to see that rugged lesbian get in there with a 3-time gold medalist from Cuba. From Cuba. And then, like, after the first round, her face looks like that lady in Connecticut that was attacked by that chimp. And the ref comes over and says to her, to see if she's all right, do you know who Fred Traveline is? You don't? Stop. That was Richard. That's Richard Lewis's. It's my favorite joke of all time. You guys, I don't know if you know who Fred Traveline, a lot of young people. He was like a C-list impressionist who lived in the shadows of Rich Little. But people knew him a little bit because he's on the Tonight Show every few years, whatever. Ref goes over to the box. Who's Fred Traveline? Richard Lewis. My second favorite Richard Lewis joke is Stephen King. Remember he had a book called It? He goes, "What? Ooh, there's a pronoun in the basement. Huh? Hey, I didn't get to this. Couple days old, but I thought I'd still show it just to show that we're done as a nation. And did you see this school bus driver, Catherine Macaroni? I bet you that it is. You could say macaron, but I say macaroni. She says, allegedly drunk school bus driver. Her quote was, "I'm totally crazy." That was her. Well, okay.
You're fucking crazy.
She told police she was on anxiety and sleep medications because she was getting divorced. The driver was allegedly under the influence of substances when she took kids on a terrifying bus ride. She delivered a rambling monologue to her passengers. One of the kids called 911 or 911. I always say 911 since 9/11. After getting off the bus, and now Macaroni is facing a DUI and some cheese sauce. He's facing charges of DUI and reckless endangerment. Here's the video. Imagine if your kids were on this bus.
Oh my gosh, she's crazy.
Oh, her
No, I'm not
vision's...
crazy.
Look, she's drunk.
I'm
It's
like,
blurry.
I graduated college like 3 different times. Oh, no, jumping, no.
Can you imagine?
No. I yell and scream, "Gah!" You know, I mean, I'm on it. Defense! No, I'm not yelling at you, honey. I'm working with you. I'm really working with you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you know, right? That's all love, right? You understand that?
She's doing 105 in a school zone. I want to, can you imagine if that was one of your kids? I guess the parents are different. Than my dad would have been at her house. My dad would have knocked on her door and pulled her eyes out. It's really disturbing. I'm glad I don't have kids. I mean, some crazy bus drivers out there. That's the story. I'd kill her.
If I could, I'd grab this microphone, I'd beat your brains out with it because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
Don't they vet these people? You want me to believe she just became crazy? You know. Did they vet people? Alcoholic, drunk. And those kids were horrified. And she'll probably get some Mother of the Year award from the left. Look at her. She's strong and independent. She has a career. She has a drug habit. She's terrifying children. That's a full life. I don't know what to say other than I used to love being on the bus. Me and this kid, Jeff Rice, used to get in a fight once a year. Once a year. He bloodied my lip like in second grade, and I waited for him on the bus a couple days later and dry gulched him as a second grader. And then we would fight once a year till about, 8th grade. All of a sudden, he started putting on muscle. He was a tough kid. I go, enough, okay? Go ahead.
I just think that no women should be bus drivers because they have a hard time with cars.
What did you come in here today? Go, I'm going to make a name for myself on the show. And what's
I
this?
do this same thing every day.
This doesn't help. No, you don't. This is your 4th joke. This doesn't help after you deliver the punchline. You go.
Might have like smoking problems. I don't know.
Let's hope so. Let's hope you have a tumor the size of a grapefruit on your ass pipe. First of all, that was very sexist. I think women make great bus drivers. They're tremendous. The ones that sleep with the male students, they should all get raises. I was very rich as a kid. I took a Peter Pan bus to school. Just me. Go ahead, Jason.
We have some breaking news.
Seriously?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders was hospitalized with artery blockage and just canceled campaign events until further notice.
Now here's my mind going to work. Is he doing that because he knows he can't win? Is this real? I don't think so. I've been living in Vermont. I've been eating maple syrup by the gallons. Maple syrup and squirrel, and I got chest pains. God damn it, I hope I have health care. I have health care. It doesn't even cover this. I have a stick of butter lodged in my aorta. And I'm not even covered. I get coverage for my dentures and eyeglasses. Blockage He's got to. Look, does Bernie strike you as a guy that was healthy living when he was come on, he was a hippie. You know what I mean? He lived on cheeseburgers and stinky pussy. What? I'm sorry, I was talking about Rich this weekend. Can you fill me in? Anything else?
Sure. There's a quote from his campaign advisor. It says, Senator Sanders is conversing and is in good spirits. He'll be resting up over the next few days, but we are canceling his events and appearance until further
Well, that
notice.
makes me laugh. So what makes me laugh about that? So it took him to have a heart attack to be in good spirits. This is the best show on the fucking internet. This one has to go out to everybody. Jason, mark it. Series, Rich, write it down. When we got to get this out there. I have to be famous within 12 years or I'm going to get a really bad tan. So, Bernie, we wish you the best of luck. Can I get the bedpan in here? I've been holding this stump for 3 years. Why do you think I'm such a miserable fuck? See them going over the insurance after. It's like $71,000. For Christ's sake, I wrote the bill. I don't have to pay for those. I hope he's all right. Like I said, Bernie's my favorite lefty. I mean, I hate his politics. I think he's crazy. Hates his country like the rest of them. But you know what? He's out there slugging away at that age. You know what I mean? Deke can't even fucking, I see Deke walking across the parking lot. I'm afraid he's going to fall. He's 14 years old. You know why Bernie had that pain in the blockage? Red meat. Red meat. And I do mean red. Nobody gets it. Communism. Wake up. Jason gets it. Sorry, that didn't meet the pun standard. I'm the only internet show host that fucking berates the audience. There's 3 producers. Excuse me. I had a little chili and some pigeon before the show. A man goes to a party. An old Jew falls down, gets his heart clogged. Yeah, Bernie, we help you all right.
Hates Jews. Hates Jews.
Man, he's still in the hospital like 3 weeks later, and they're blaming it on the doctor.
Hates Jews. Hates Jews.
Somehow the leader of fucking Palestine. His brother is the surgeon for Bernie. But this is the headline as far as red meat. It says not actually that bad for you. So go ahead and keep eating. Are people fucking with us? How do we know this? You know how every time you hear stories about a doctor who killed like 100 patients at a hospital, remember they're slipping? How do we know this guy's not just mad at the world? Going, no, it's fine. And a whole generation is, How do you know? So these scientists, they're having a battle. Here's my take on it. Don't listen to any more food news. Seriously, one way or the other. The one that did it for me, and I'm not shitting you, I heard, fish oil was so good for you. Good for your prostate, fatty amino acids. I ate salmon for about 5 years that I'm not even crazy about, but I forced myself to eat it. And then about a year ago, I'm reading in the paper, they go, it might be bad for you. And that's when I went, you fucking... Imagine? So that's when I said, I remember reading that article, then I went to Burger King and spent $38 on myself. I actually shit out a burger with a gold crown on it. Eating red meat is linked to cancer and heart disease, but are the risks big enough to give up burgers and steaks and obviously?
No.
Of course not. A team of international researchers say probably not. I love these guys. Contradicting established advice. In a series of papers published Monday, the researchers say the increased risks are small and uncertain and that cutting back likely wouldn't be worth it for people who enjoy meat.
Bon appetit.
She died at the age of 38. She lived on lamb. Their conclusions were swiftly attacked by a group of PC assholes, a prominent U.S. scientist who took the unusual step. Listen to this. This is how arrogant we are, our intellectuals over here. A prominent U.S. scientist who took the unusual step of trying to stop the publication until the criticisms were addressed. That sounds American, huh? This isn't even a difference of opinion. These are scientists who did research and based their conclusions on research. And this guy's, no, my science is right. Where do you think he went to school? Harvard. The new work does not say red meat and processed meats like hot dogs and bacon are healthy or that people should eat more of them. The reviews of past studies generally support the ties to cancer, heart disease, and other bad health outcomes. But the authors say the evidence is weak and that there's not much certainty meat is really the culprit, since other diet and lifestyle factors could be at play. Now, you know what I mean? It's like, so you're trying to eat that Whopper behind the wheel going 110 and you're drunk. Other things come into play. Most people who understand the magnitude of the risk would say, thanks very much, but I'm going to keep eating my meat, like Pete Buttigieg. And that's what co-author Dr. Gordon Guyatt said of McMaster University in Canada. So I like what they're saying, but can you imagine we're trying to shut it down? Some friggin' asshole trying to shut that down.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any connection.
What we need to do is look at the weight of evidence. That's what courts of law use, said Dr. Walter Willett, a professor of nutrition at Harvard University, who was among those calling for the paper's publication to be postponed. Fucking Ivy League needs to be blown the fuck up. Harvard professor, your science is wrong. I say that. Again, Cambridge, which gave us who? Lizzie Warren. Willett, who has led studies tying meat to a bedpost, tying meat to bad health outcomes, also said their reviews do not consider the particularly pronounced benefits of switching from red meat to vegetarian options. That's not in their report because people know that. They're just saying that meat might not kill you, just like the sun's not going to kill us in 12 years. And here's the bottom line. We'll make the decisions for ourselves because you guys have been giving us contradictory shit on nutrition since I was 12. That's why I'm eating raw pork on my left hand and I have asparagus in my right. Very confused. The journal Annals of Internal Medicine defended the work and said for the guy from Harvard, he'd go shut his fucking hole. That doesn't sound very scientific. And said the request to have it pulled before publication is not how scientific discourse is supposed to happen. Guyatt called the attempt to halt publication silly. Of course, it's exactly right. These aren't guys' opinions. Anyways, I don't want to read the rest of the story because it's boring. Maybe some statistics. For example, they found that cutting 3 servings of red meat a week, Jesus Christ, who are we talking about? Chris Penn? Chris Penn used to order steak every night and put 2 sticks of butter on it, and then we were surprised when his heart popped like a zit. What a shock. 3 servings less of red meat would result in 7 fewer cancer deaths per 1,000 people. That's not enough for me to get nervous. Based on the analysis, a panel of the international researchers said that people do not have to cut back for health reasons. There was dissent even among the authors of this new science. 3 of the 14 panelists said they support reducing red and processed meats. A co-author of one review is also among those who called for a publication delay. Some of the people involved in it called, So you really don't know what you're talking about, do you? They can't even agree. The people who agree that it's not that bad, boy, you can't agree. There's only one way we can solve this, and that would be a Big Mac contest. I personally, people say that. You go to this fast food place, red meat's bad for you. You can't find red meat in Burger King or McDonald's. There's no meat in those things. Glenn Beck brought up, they have that Whopper, that meatless Whopper. What is it, the Impossible Whopper? Can't wait to try that. There's no meat in it. Well, none of the other burgers have meat in it for years. What's this made of? Used toilet paper and leaves. No special sauce, please. Auburn Hills Police, that would be in Michigan, are looking for the two men who played a pornographic video on an electronic billboard at the I-75 and M59 interchange on Saturday night. I kind of like this.
Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole.
Auburn Hills Police Department stopped receiving calls about the graphic images at about 11 p.m. Sent officers to the scene and contacted the billboard operator, Canadian-based Triple Properties, to shut down the screen. In an update Monday evening, the department shared a security video of the two suspects who appear to be young white. Right away, they throw that out, huh? Huh? Boy, 400 black kids can bum rush a Foot Locker and steal $48,000 worth of shoes. Won't mention it in the article. Two white kids put up a porn thing for 20 minutes. Two white guys. Seriously, this is how Trump got elected. People are sick of this shit. Two suspects appearing to be white men with faces partially obscured by glasses and hoodies. Well, how you know they're white then? Did you ask them? According to the department, at about 10:49 p.m. Saturday, the two broke into the shed under the billboard. Wow. Guess they don't have girlfriends. This is what they're doing on Saturday night. Billy, get the wire cutters. Do you see that ad for Marie Osmond losing weight? We're going to replace that with fucking Anal 5. Saturday, the two broke into the shed under the billboard that houses billboard content controls. The suspects, who were in the building for about 15 minutes, accessed the computer in the shed, allowing them to display the video on the billboard. Gagnon, who's a cop, said the vulgar videos played for 15 to 20 minutes. Multiple videos of the incident began circulating on social media. I would belly laugh, and I salute these kids for they're not sitting home playing Candy Crush or Crush My Nuts or fucking whatever it is. Fucking how to commit suicide at the age of 18. They're out doing productive stuff. Wouldn't you laugh if you went by and saw two people banging? I wonder how many truckers pulled over and started jerking off in the breakdown. Oh, this saves me $6 at the public library. They're up there. The suspects could face burglary charges for breaking and entering the shed. Ooh. As well as 90 days in jail or a $500 fine for promoting pornography. Or get a job with Video X or whatever that company. Gagnon said no known accidents occurred because of the head-turning onlookers taking their eyes off the road or being blinded by their own jizz. What? Who said that? But it was nevertheless a huge distraction to drivers and obviously obscene and very inappropriate.
Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole.
I say to these kids, we salute you. What was the beer? Remember the beer commercial? Who was it? Mr. So-and-so
Yeah,
man.
I'm pretty sure that was Budweiser.
Was it Budweiser? Yeah, of course. Who else? That's it for today. I've had enough. I was going to do this story about this happy guy who shot a guy for looking at him in his car. See this? You can't judge a book by its cover. This guy just shot a guy at a red light because the guy looked at him and killed him. Look at that face. This is the guy that knocks on my door and goes, yeah, I'm here for Verizon. I got to check here. What's that, Jason?
I think it would instead be a good time to tell everyone about our new sponsor.
Our new sponsor?
MyBookie.com.
Oh, Tommy was in your ear? We do have a new sponsor for the show. It's not MyBookie. It's MyBookie.ag. MyBookie.ag. It's if you like to gamble online, and I'm telling you, I got a lot of friends who do it, and they all swear by this. I don't know that I'm not a big gambler. I beat my nieces in a pool. I had 11 right. But that they say this is you get paid quick, and they make it easy, and it doesn't matter what the sport is. Cockfighting in Mexico, MMA, baseball, hockey, and that's all going on right now. What a time to have a bookie site. This is the one, mybookie.ag. You got hockey starting up. You got playoff baseball, the NFL, college basketball is soon coming in. I mean, what a time to do it. So we thank them, mybookie.ag, for being the new sponsor of this show. Don't forget Cameo.com. I have 3 more waiting for me. I will send you a personal video shredding I'll roast one of your friends or whatever you want me to do. Just fill out the profile. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you, Glenn Beck, for that. Check me out on Glenn Beck. You guys think it. I will say it. Everybody's using that now. Nikki Glaze is using it for her new special. I said this when I was living in L.A. on stage. I had never heard anybody say it before me. I'm not saying I invented it, but I had never heard it before. And I seen it. What, Rich? What? I'm trying to get off the fucking air. Read the room.
I was just going to say it's the perfect saying. Just like Trump would say it's the perfect.
You just want to be on air today. That added nothing. Get in your car, drink, and drive. God, would you wake up needy today? I don't feel famous. I'm just an IT tech guy with an $11 tie telling people it's $1,000. Anyways, you think it, I will say it. I came up with the slogan. You're very welcome. See you guys back here tomorrow, same place. Love you. Bye.